here, come in every now and then and share with you guys. I think last time, if y'all were in here with the role playing, that was actually a lot of fun. So, Renee Funk, I appreciate you, my friend, for being here. And I think we are live now. So I'm going to let you take it from there.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome back, Elizabeth Riley.
Thanks.
Thank you for being an amazing leader and also reminding us of what's possible because it's really important to see leaders scale their business. It's also important to see leaders create boundaries and put family first. And all of that is more than okay and inspiring. So thank you.
Well, we don't, by the way, I just have to do a shout out to Stacy Speaks too, because Stacy jumped in and covered all this and made it all possible. So we don't succeed alone, right? None of us succeed alone. And I think that's something that's one of the biggest lessons for me is like what I've done, where I've been, where I'm going, it's not by myself. And so you guys, I love that we're all together, we're collaborating. But Stacy, I love you, my friend. Thank you for making that happen. And I just wanted to make sure that to give credit where credit is due. I had no part of that. So
Stacy
Love being your
reached out to
backup girl.
me and kept glue together. Yeah. Oh, great. Shout out to Stacy.
oh yeah.
And mentioned her. Stacy said, "Well, what are you chatting about today?" And I said, "We're going to talk about making more of your conversations count, which is super important." And also, as I was navigating my morning in anticipation of being together with all of you, I was thinking about, my gosh, here in Central Florida, we had yet another change that has been issued out from our local MLS, even on the heels of a really massive in-person meeting that we did together with our team here in Orlando, the Fun Collection, to go over the most recent EXP exclusive buyer broker agreement. And then before the agents left the driveway of the in-person meeting, our local MLS is changing things again. And I woke up this morning and I got to say, I was frustrated. And I thought, well, I'm going to meet with all of Elizabeth's crew and want to be real. Want to be real with all of you is you're not alone. I don't care if you had your license and acquired your license this week or you've been in the industry for 30 years. It is not an easy time. And whenever I feel myself slipping into that moment, I have to reframe it and I have to remind myself, okay, what are some of the ways that I can change my words to get out of my own pity party? Because I do believe it's okay to have moments where you have some pity party. You got to feel it. You got to walk through it. And then I have to say, I've acknowledged, I've stepped through the frustration, and now I have to reframe it so I don't get stuck in pity party. And thought it would be helpful if I shared some of the questions that I was asking of myself this morning when I felt myself slipping in that direction. And those questions were, what's good, Renee? I was frustrated. I just invested another 2-hour in-person training to help agents grow and navigate some of the changes. And then literally within an hour, it changed again. So I said, and what's good? The good news is, right? And another way to reframe it is, Elizabeth mentioned that the Austin market, many of you are in the Austin market. I see Brad Feynman. I know you're in Atlanta, and I know you have others on the call who are in other markets. I think we're all feeling it. In Orlando, the Funk Collection, year over year, we're down about 23%. Put the good, the bad, and the ugly on the table. And instead of dwelling on it, the question is, what obstacle faces us? Not what problems do we have, what obstacle faces us. You see the difference in that reframe? Because it's just an obstacle that's facing us that we're going to push right through. And the way that we're going to push right through is we're going to ask ourselves, what problems am I solving? Right? Because I'm kind of frustrated that yesterday I put a lot of time and effort into the work before the work to prepare for an in-person meeting with our agents to give them the tools in their tool chest to navigate these next changes. And literally, as they were pulling out of the driveway of the meeting, I'm not kidding, we got the update from our local MLS that some things were changing again. That's frustrating. Although, which problems are we solving? The good news is we're solving that our agents are also agile, that they practiced yesterday. They rolled their sleeves up. They were letting it be messy before it's beautiful together. And then lastly, this morning, I asked myself, Renee, what are three of the opportunities that are out on the horizon that you can see? And I could think of all sorts of awesome things. Far more than three opportunities. I reminded myself that, oh my goodness, I'm so proud the opportunities that the agents have because they are more prepared and they do talk on a regular basis about the agility that the professional agent needs today. They're prepared. So the opportunity is that they're going to continue to soar. We're going to continue to grow. And I also reminded myself of the opportunity of getting to be in rooms where people continue to show up and not let silly narratives and silly obstacles that sometimes face us get us stuck in freeze mode. And I also reminded myself that on the other side of any kind of change or on the other side of obstacles that we do face, always comes the most amazing growth. So I bet you're a bit like me and you've had some rough times in 2024. 2024 has been one of the most challenging years I've ever faced in my career. I also know that you guys are a group of badasses and that we're really darn lucky to be together and we got this. So you're not alone. Ask yourself what opportunities exist and remember, you don't have problems. Occasionally there's obstacles that face you and then you keep showing up to say, I'm going to push through it. So that's a little bit of what was on my mind this morning, Elizabeth Riley.
That's a lot, but it's good. And I think we're all feeling the same. I think sometimes we just don't trying to get these people in the room for some reason. We just don't verbalize it very well, or we just sit there and we think that it's us alone and we're not struggling. And so I know 2023 was really tough for a lot of people. I mean, being very transparent, 2024 is more challenging for me than it was last year. So we're all coming together. I love that the conversations are different. I love that the collaboration is different. I love that we're all showing up. And so exactly what to say, I think, is critical right now. The conversations, the role playing, the objection handling. So um, does anybody have any questions or challenges right now? And then Renee, I don't know if you have, I know you don't have slides, but if you have conversations that you want to just jump into, what would be helpful for everybody? And Mike.
I thought what Renee just said about just how important, and we know this, but it's amazing how the impact it has on our psyche of the words that we use and how you took the word problem and turned it into what's the obstacle here? Because obstacle says that there is a path forward. What then is our path? Versus problem can just kind of hang there and we get stuck underneath it,
Yeah.
without sort of seeing a way. But I think this is just a great example of words matter, in the whole world of exactly what to say, but just changing that one word out, and just being mindful of that. And I think community like this helps us do that because we can help each other find different words, that we can then take back to our daily lives when we're not in this conversation and go, okay, that's hanging me up. What's that word that is hanging me up that I can just swap out for another word?
Well, I think that there's, great opportunity, being at EXP, coming from KW, with all the different programs and different opportunities, if you look at revenues, if you look at some of the other things that they have that create opportunities for agents to be able to generate, revenue. I think that, is if we all look at opportunity and keep moving forward instead of thinking about all the things that we could be challenged by, especially being here at EXP, there's just so much opportunity to be able to offset any issues that you have with your existing database.
Sit. Good boy.
And I'll say this too, again, in Atlanta, but I agree with Renee and Stacy. I think this year the biggest skill is going to be you're able to control your own mindset like never before. And how do you can look right or left, you can look either way. How do you look positive as opposed to negative? I've been very blessed in my life. I don't know why, but I'm 65, but I've always had the ability. I'm not looking at the 30-year-old and going, I'm 65 and look what I don't have. I'm able to look at the 90-year-old and look at what I have. And I think that is a big thing right now in the market and our business. I don't know where this came from recently, but I've played this game most daily, because we do have to, just like Renee said, you're going to come up with challenges, and how do we keep moving forward and keep doing what we need to do? You know, for a long time in my life, I did prison ministry, where I went into ultramax prisons with guys that were there, 10 to multiple lives, and they're not going anywhere, and understanding their lives. We meet with them, 12 hours a day, then they go back to their cell blocks and they live in horror. And so I started playing this game too, when I was getting a bit negative, going, what is an inmate's life like today, and what do I have that's different? Okay, what do I have that's better than an inmate? And you can go in a long list of things. I mean, starting from I can go sit outside if I want. I'm free to choose what I eat and what I do. And then you become quite positive in all the things you have. Second game is just doing it with an older person. So, I'm 65. What can I do today that a 95-year-old can't do? And, everyone has parents that are about that age. And it's amazing how quickly you become positive when you realize all the things that you do have. And I think it's taking account of that really is helpful to me.
Our mindset makes such a difference. And what I love in this conversation is the acceptance that we have to admit when things aren't going great, that we're all human. And being in rooms with others, especially when we have the opportunity to be in a room with others who've achieved at a higher level than we've reached yet as individuals, I'm inspired by those leaders who are admitting that it's not always easy, as compared to some leaders who feel they still have to just put the pound on your chest and it's always perfect. It's not, right? And I'll remind you all, one of the things Glenn Sanford says as our founder is he'll say, always be in beta. I remind myself of that because as you're growing your business, if you're not always in beta mindset, which means you're trying new things, right? You're testing boundaries, you're pushing, then you're probably in coast mode. And coast mode, I'm not ready for coast mode yet. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not ready for coast mode yet. There's more work to be done, of which we're all really proud of. So in order for us to be in beta, it's going to be messy. And I'm encouraging to normalize that conversation. That yes, this is challenging. We're facing some obstacles. There is no better group of colleagues that we could be a part of to push through those obstacles and see what's happening on the other side, which is unbelievable market share, growth, business growth, personal growth. It's coming. I feel it. And when I'm in rooms like this, I'm reminded of that fact of where we're going. So high five to y'all. Allow some space for, oh, this is not fun. It's not fun. I got to go back to the team. And I got to say, oh, guess what? Stellar MLS made some changes, which almost negates what we trained on yesterday. Let's have some fun, right? So what? It's an obstacle. Push through. Everything's going to be good. All right, Brian Copeland, I see you.
I think in this market, it's every year we all start at zero, and it feels like such a long road to go from zero to achieve our goals at the end of the year. And the road is even longer right now because there's less deals and it's taking a long time to achieve a win. And I think we need to, or at least I am trying to set goals that are achievable in a shorter period of time instead of trying to get to the end game, which is really far out right now. And so showing up to these calls every Friday for a next month, that's a win. showing up to John D to Survive to Thrive in the morning, for the next week is a win. Improving on something is a win, and we have to recognize the wins instead of just trying to figure out how we go from 0 to start the game to get the trophy at the end of the season. And I think that's a big mental shift that's happening in this market where so many people feel distraught right now because they're not recognizing the little wins and the little things that have to be done to actually feel like they've achieved something.
Brian, that's a solid reminder, right? And in previous market conditions where it was so rapid, right? You list a home. I mean, I know every market's different, but here in Orlando, in the rapid market, you go to market, list a home Thursday, entertaining multiple offers by Sunday night, Monday, pending Monday, right? That was constant wins. And now it's celebrate the micro wins because the micro wins are what's building to the massive win. So that's a solid reminder. I see Lizette, I see Sean. Each of you, let's rock and roll. And then I do have a couple things to share with you. So Lizette, you're up next.
Okay. So to add what Brian just said and what all of you have said, I think what 2024 just not just teach me, but is teaching me right now is that we have to be sharp and narrow focus in everything, be mindful in everything that we do. And for me was like, we need to have in place our systems and processes and invest in ourselves. What are we saying? What is the process we are following? And when I said systems and processes, I'm talking about even for the simplest thing that we do, like what are we saying, what are we doing, what are the steps we're following in our buyer presentation, in our listing presentation, in everything that we do. And this is the time that we have to double down on that and invest in ourselves. And that's a huge lesson for me this year. I've been working on my systems and processes since March. I know it takes time, is hard, you have to put a lot of work, but I know it's going to be worth it, and I'm going to be, great after, so that's kind of the big breakthrough that I've had this year, and I just want to share that and and be humble with everybody. But yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Systems and processes, the foundation of our business, right? It's a great time to get under the hood and make sure that the next iteration of those systems and processes are all tidied up. Love it. Sean, you're up next.
All right, I'll be quick. Just a couple things to share. For everybody in Austin right now, essentially, it's time to get to work. And so there's this app called Shawami. And I'm sharing that with you because it's important, not necessarily because you guys will use it. Shawami is an app that realtors can put out, hey, I need somebody to do my open house. I need a realtor
but Sean,
to do this.
That's just Austin specific, right?
Oh, that no, as far as I know, it's they just entered the Austin market.
Okay.
And so when I first got it, I was getting like 1, maybe 2 a week. Go show this house. Yesterday, I got 35 texts. So what that tells me is that there's a lot of list agents out there that don't want to do the work, that don't want to do it. They don't want to. And I'm not saying that people on, there's a lot of agents on this call that have teams and they get the team members to do it. But specifically, these agents don't want to hold an open house. They are lazy and they don't want to take that extra step. If you have a buyer, when I have buyers, I lock them up quickly because of this market. Last Friday, I was introduced to somebody at 8:30 on Friday. At 6 o'clock on Saturday, they were under contract. That's how fast the market's moving for buyers when you have a motivated buyer. Lastly, I forgot the last. Oh yeah. Lastly, I have been doing this. I'm working with a builder, custom home builder, and they have 20 plus projects going on. They had 2 ready. They gave 1 to me, 1 to some other agent. That house looks like crap all the time. I'm constantly over there blowing off the deck, cleaning just making sure that if somebody shows up in 78702 with 10.4 months of inventory, that the house looks tip top. That and my new pricing model got me another listing in 78731. Now, 78731 isn't as good as isn't any better with inventory. I think that's at 11, 10 months as well. Still, I'm getting more business just because I showed up to these meetings, stayed on my grind. You're
Good
going to
job.
John Deeds Survive and Thrive. That really helped.
Good job, and congrats on the new listing. I'm in Florida, as you all know. I'm in Orlando, and I would encourage you all to check with your state broker. Showami is not an approved app in some locations unless you work exclusively with EXP agents. So just make sure you check with your state broker, because here in Orlando and in Florida, we're only allowed to use Showami if it's with an EXP agent, not other brokerages. And there's all sorts of brokerages. But yes, Showami is a really interesting app. And also, I've been more recently tuned into it for a perspective to see what potential recruiting opportunities are there. So just saying. Now let's talk about some critical conversations, Elizabeth Riley. Thank you for sharing, Sean. I appreciate that. You know me, curiosity, name of the game, curiosity is a superpower. So first, a question for all of you. What is one of the most critical conversations that you are having later today or later over the next week? Drop it into chat. What is one of the most critical conversations you are having later today or later on over the next week? Drop it into chat. Are you talking with a seller? Do you have a current seller update call? Do you have a big prospective buyer? Critical conversation later on today or later on. I see Brad says price reduction. Very good. Lizette has a listing appointment. That's a critical conversation. Megan Fisbo listing appointment today. There you go. Michelle's having a conversation with the seller about no showings. That's a critical conversation. Very good. Meeting with a builder rep. Tobin, very good. Robert Evans, current buyer update, call on a $3.6 million deal, closing next month. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So remember, the worst time to think about the thing you're going to say is in the moment you are saying it. Could it be possible that you take a few moments before the call to truly prepare and make sure you have everything aligned on how you're going to present yourself in that conversation? I'm encouraging you all. Yes, I'm encouraging you all to say on a regular basis, what is the critical conversation that I'm having later today, later this week, that needs me to take a few extra minutes to be super, super prepared? Would it be helpful if I shared 2 of the critical conversations the Funk Collection in Orlando is having right now? All right, awesome.
Yes.
We are in a phase of some critical conversations with re-engaging buyers and re-engaging some prospective sellers. So what we found in our database is we utilize ponds in our CRM, and we found some opportunities with prospective buyers who once raised their hand, however, didn't actually go to a transaction. They did not buy, right? So I'm specifically looking at buyers in the database who raise their hand at some point and we go, oh, I think we need to re-engage this buyer. So for the Funk Collection, this is a focus of ours right now.
It's for me too, Renee. I'm doing the same.
Okay,
In my
good. Well, then
database.
this is going to help you. And
Thanks.
we've all had buyers that raise a hand at a time or two that then don't, and they either get quiet, they either peter out, they lessen in their interaction with us, right? So here's the perfect question that we're going to ask when we reach out to those buyers. Hi, Elizabeth. You inquired about 123 Banana Street previously. Did you ever complete the transaction?
I did not.
Okay, you did not. All right, interesting. It's like we practiced this, Elizabeth. Share with me. What's one thing that's changed since the last time you looked at homes?
I'm just waiting for prices to come down.
waiting for prices to come down. Help me understand. What is your understanding about prices in Austin over the last 30 to 60 days?
They've been overinflated
Overinflated? What makes you say that?
because they're all sitting on the market and they're not selling. So I'm waiting for the sellers to bring down the prices.
When was the last time you sat down to review some of the changes that have been going on in the Austin market?
What kind of changes?
Changes that the industry is seeing and changes in inventory, which are resulting in changes in home values.
I haven't.
Would it be helpful if we shared a conversation to review those changes and the benefits of you purchasing over the next 30 or 60 days?
Okay, where do you want me to take this conversation? Because I know you and your questions. So I don't know where you want to go.
We
So
didn't practice and you
no,
can go
I didn't.
whatever
No,
way
and
you
you know,
want
I
to
hate role
go.
playing. I hate role playing, but I don't know where you want to take the conversation. Like,
So here's the
yeah.
thing, it doesn't matter. She didn't know we were going to do that, and you could go any direction you want, right? Is the point here is that you, when you're asking the questions, that you're positioning yourself in the opportunity to continue the conversation, right? When we go back to Brian Copeland reminding us that we can celebrate the micro wins can be that someone replies. The micro wins can be that you asked a question that sounds a little bit different. Like, what's one thing that's changed since the last time you looked at homes? Right? Most agents are going to say, you inquired about 123 Banana Street. Hi, I'm Renee Funk. I'm just following up. I'm just circling back. I'm just touching base. That's what most agents are going to do in the industry. Well, no one on this call is most agents, right? This is a group of agents that do things differently. Another question that the Fund Collection has asked in that moment when we're re-engaging a potential buyer is, Elizabeth, you previously inquired about 123 Banana Street. What's one thing that surprised you since you've been looking at homes? Right? Once again, most agents are calling to do the typical follow up, circle back, whatever it is agents say to try to engage. I'm just here if you have any questions. Stop all that lazy language, right?
So real
Think
quick,
about
Renee, I
things
like what you're
differently.
saying here because I'm sitting here thinking about the databases that we all have, right?
Yep.
Not even people we've worked with in the past, even just sphere of influence, people in our neighborhood, people on our streets. And
Yep.
to your point, I'm thinking this through, thinking, oh yeah, I'm just following up, checking in. That doesn't lead anywhere, right? So I'm guilty of that.
Some
Um,
way.
what
All of us.
what do you like in your experience? What is an opening line, or I don't want to say script or line, but what is an opening conversation that gets them engaged more than I'm just following up?
Who are we referring to?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about like all the people in my database, right? So I
Yep.
don't know if they're going to buy, I don't know if they're going to sell.
I love this question.
And just like, okay, during COVID, one of the things you and I did was the script that we had that opened so many conversations was what? Do you remember? You and I called everybody in our database, and what did we
I
say?
remember. I'm
Hi,
checking in. How are you?
how are you?
Mhm.
And that's what opened the conversation.
Yep.
So what could people say, not knowing in their database if they're going to buy or sell, or
Yep.
where they are in the process, so you're not scripting something for each person. Say you have 400 people, something that you could engage them without saying, hey, I'm just following up, I'm just checking in.
Okay. We first have to get clear with the who before we can get clear with the what.
Yep.
And Elizabeth, what you're asking is it's a little bit of two potential opportunities. Sometimes agents will say, well, I have this massive group that's in a database. You use the number 400, right? And I'm looking for the easy button, and I just want to be able to send out this magic button email that's going to say the right thing, that's going to get the hook, that's going to spark the conversation. It's not wrong, right? I'm not here to debunk that email campaigns and more mass level emails don't work. I'm not going to debunk that. What I am going to talk about though is if we're not getting clear on who we're seeking to have the conversation with first, then are we really being effective with our time in the same way, right? When I brought up this first example of a critical conversation the fund collection is having is we have a database of 48,000 people. I don't mass email my database. What we did over the last 3 months is we got very intentional to say in our database, where is untapped opportunity? One of the giveaways I'm going to send Elizabeth to give to you all and or reach out to me on Instagram is the 5-step reset. I think I might have given it in one of the other calls I've here, but this is exactly how we get intentional with the who. So we know what to say when we identify who we speak with. Is the fund collection came together and said, we see 2 emerging critical conversations we need to have ASAP. Prospective buyers that raised their hands over the last 90 days that for whatever reason either went quieter or we weren't able to get them to contract for some reason. So it was very clear on the who, which enabled us to create a question tree. Things like, what was one thing that surprised you while you were looking at homes? What's one things that changed since you last looked, right? We could ask questions that made sense to that individual. The other critical conversation, oh, let me pause that for a second. Elizabeth, if you would have said, when I asked you, did you ever complete that transaction? If you would have said yes, we have a question for that too. So prospective buyer raised their hand, we call and ask, you previously inquired about 123 Banana Street. Did you ever complete the transaction? Guess what?
Yes.
Some of them said yes. That means we missed out. The question,
And what did you say then? Do you just
congrats,
take them out of your database?
congrats. How is the home performing for you? You see, most agents would go, congrats, high five, yeah, whatever, right? And they would just take them out at like, they would just do whatever and consider it a lost opportunity. However, asking the question, how's the home performing for you? Get ready for this. That one question resulted in 2 listings in a 30-day period. You want to know one example that was untapped opportunity? The individual said, yes, we bought about 6 months ago. We ended up sacrificing the type of kitchen we wanted. We really wanted to entertain. We do not have any space in our kitchen. So we're not really all that thrilled with the kitchen, and it was the primary reason why we purchased. We just felt rushed. And the agent said, well, fantastic. Would it be helpful if I shared some of the opportunities in the homes that are available that might give you that extra space in the kitchen? Customer says yes. Scheduled the appointment, got a listing, got them in another home. 2 deals from that one question. Right? And if they say the home's performing great, awesome. But do you know what's really cool about how's the home performing for you? Most agents aren't asking the question. So the individual who is being asked says, oh, that's different, and they lean in. The other critical conversation that Fund Collection is having is on the seller side. So we have identified a group in our database that specifically raised their hand as a potential seller. And for a variety of reasons, either straight up, we didn't have enough agents and the seller hand raise went unanswered. We have some of those. I fall on my sword. Sometimes a seller raised their hand and for whatever reason chose not to list over the last few months, and they went into a pond. We're not perfect, it happens. What we did is identify those sellers never listed the property, but they were a hand raiser. Okay, so that's opportunity. So what we did in those moments is we asked a very important question. You previously requested a home value on 123 Banana Street. Did you ever complete the home sale? No, I didn't. How important is it that you sell the home within the next 60 to 90 days? And then you pause and you sit there as long as it takes. And sometimes they go, no, not really. And you can ask a follow-up question. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it you sell the home within the next 60 to 90 days? And now you can gain the opportunity for the other person to share some motivation. Well, it's not that important. We decided to just stay where we are. Oh, well, what was one thing you learned through the process? What was one thing that changed? I have a puppy. I gotta close my door. Don't even get me started on that topic. My kids saw Elizabeth Riley's kids with a puppy, and now I have a puppy.
Misery
Okay.
loves company is all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. One of the things for you all, at least one nugget, is to think for a moment today about what are the most critical conversations that you can show up and identify untapped opportunity. Just carving out 10, 15 minutes in your week to say, okay, who are the most important conversations I'm having? What is the ideal outcome I'm seeking from that conversation? And how can I have a little bit different curiosity and make some adjustments to a few of the words I use that makes me stand out above and beyond anybody else? Because you see, there's this thing going on, and it's been going on in the industry for a long time. You'll even see a video of me saying it, I'm sure. I've done it. I'm guilty of doing it. You've heard it, R&D, rip off and duplicate.
Yep.
I'm going to encourage everyone on this call to stop R&D, because the smart agents in 2024 and beyond are going to think differently and say, everyone's doing it that way. What can I do to go where the field is thin and do it differently so that the person I'm seeking to serve leans in and says, oh, that's interesting. What does that mean exactly? Elizabeth Riley asked a question in a different way. That's interesting. See, R&D could actually be the detriment to the agents as we navigate some of the changes going on, as compared to saying, how do we do things a little differently? Before I move on to a few more topics, and I know we think we have 15 minutes to go. Are there any questions on what I just shared? We have time for a question or two.
How can we get the role play cards that you have on your desk right now?
Oh, awesome. I can put a link in chat. And because I adore you all so much, if you all go onto my Instagram and make sure that we are following each other and like one of my posts, Elizabeth, how about I send one of your awesome agents a box of cards?
Woohoo!
That would be
I mean,
amazing.
yeah,
Okay. So just make sure
I
we're
don't think they're going
connected
to
on
say no to
Instagram
that.
and like one of my posts, any posts, and then I will send one deck of cards to one of your agents. What additional questions do you have about what we've shared so far?
Come on, guys.
Are you
No, you
doing
have
monthly?
questions.
You mentioned you have 48,000 people in your database. There's value in there, and so you can't ever reach them all by phone without having a whole call center. Do you? What outreach do you do with them besides phone call? Like, do you do a monthly newsletter? What do you do?
So it depends on the who. First, for some context, Brian, is from day one, the Fund Collection has always been organic business growth model. We don't do PPC. We're not a Zillow team. We don't pay for leads in the typical way that many teams do. We've been very fortunate that my better half, Jeffrey Funk, he created a website in 2007 that launched around the same time that Zillow actually launched, before real estate websites were really a thing. So much of our business is built by organic SEO and organic relationship building. So when you look at a database, what I see is opportunity for relationships. And we're very strategic to segment that database. And when I gave two examples today of a specific type of buyer and a specific type of seller, we go in and we niche approach the way we touch them, based on phone calls, text messages, and they've all opted in to receive emails, Brian. So if they're a prospective buyer, they are receiving a daily email with properties that are specific to what they're looking for. The question you're asking is probably pretty big. Like if we ever want to do a call on database management, Elizabeth, I'm happy to do that. I've asked Elizabeth before, should I come in and talk about Follow-Up Boss? And I never know if that'll land, but if y'all ever want me to geek out on CRMs
That
and Follow-Up Boss, I'm happy to do
that
that.
that would land with me.
Yeah, the follow boss that she has, it'll make it's pretty insane. Like hers compared to mine is it's really sad, but it's amazing what
Well,
follow boss does.
what do you
And for
remind
y'all
us all
in
of?
luxury, we all get any of y'all in the EXP luxury program, we all get discounts on follow boss as well. Just a side note.
And Elizabeth, what do you remind us all? I will not say this properly, not to compare someone's day one. How do you word
Oh,
that?
don't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 20.
Right. And so
Yeah.
don't compare my Follow-Up Boss to yours. I've been building Follow-Up Boss for almost a decade.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm always happy and I love to geek out on it.
If
So
you want to
Brian,
come
I'm
geek
happy.
out on
I do
CRM
want that,
sometime,
please.
we'll schedule her for a Friday to geek out on CRMs.
Yes, because
I'm just warning y'all.
actually right now I'm researching Follow-Up Boss, so that will be great, Renee.
All right.
Your,
Well,
your
Elizabeth, I
info.
guess you're going to have me back.
Love it.
All right. Before we get to the top of the hour, would it be helpful if I shared 5 more questions you can ask to untap opportunity in your database? Okay. If you're not driving, write these down. And if you are driving, don't worry, because I'm going to share it with you all and you'll have this like fancy 1-pager. Elizabeth, I'll email it to you so you can send it to everybody.
Y'all, I'll put it in our tribe, in our workplace group. I'll attach it there under this video, okay?
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Question number 1. Who are the people I need to ask more quality questions of? Who are the people I need to ask more quality questions of? Right? So this is aligned with what are the critical conversations you're going to have later today? And you might say with my spouse. You might say with my kiddos. That's good too. Where can that curiosity help you in that conversation? And what are the more quality questions you should ask? All right, question number 2 of 5. What are the conversations you know you need to have, but you're not? What are the conversations you know you need to have, but you're not? I have an asterisk. When I ask myself that question, I also get real with myself and I'll say, and why? Why am I not having that conversation? Because it's usually rooted in some kind of fear. Okay, question number 3. Where do I hold relationships with untapped opportunity? I like putting a time frame around that. I like getting myself to really think about, Renee, where do I hold relationships with untapped opportunities that I'm going to have access to over the next 7 days? Could be that I'm going out to dinner with some colleagues, and that is an untapped opportunity. Could be that I'm going to go pick up my kiddos at school and I know I'm going to be in that main office. And have I given some thoughtful thought about the administrative staff members in that office? And maybe I should think about a way to interweave in some of the things about real estate so that I position myself and remind them I'm a real estate agent with kids in their school. Right? So think about the relationships you currently have and where there's untapped opportunity and where are those exposure points you're going to have over the next 14 days. Because there's opportunity everywhere, right? You don't even have to go buy leads for this, y'all. All right. 4, what is the number 1 action item you need to implement within the next 7 to 14 days? Number 1 action item to implement in the next 7 to 14 days. And sometimes we don't want to do this action item. And it's usually that action item that's going to yield us the most amazing opportunities, right? Nobody said it was going to be easy, but it's certainly worth it. All right. Question number 5. Get real with yourself on this one. What is the desired outcome that you're seeking your action to achieve? What is your desired outcome you're seeking your action to achieve? So if I think about myself, I'm going to pick up my kiddo from school, and I know I have to go into the main office, and I'm going to encounter some of the staff members there, and I haven't been in that office for a little while. And I'm going to interweave in how I was in an amazing training with some of our real estate agents today. I just drove from a showing I had earlier today. Gosh, thanks for taking care of the kiddos. I made it. I was just coming from a showing with some prospective buyers. How am I interweaving in the reality? I'm a real estate agent because it matters to me that those staff members in the office at school remember Renee Funk is the only one to call in Windermere. I don't even have to ask that icky question. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? I just make sure that everything I'm doing, I've given thoughtful thought of those opportunities and how I have an opportunity to interweave in a conversation of something I just did that shows them I'm an active real estate agent. I'm actively connected with the best real estate agents in the industry. Okay, and that was it. 5 tiny, massive questions to ask ourselves to untap additional opportunity.
Can you repeat the first one, please?
Yes, ma'am. Who are the people you need to ask more quality questions of? Actually, I might be able to just drop this in here too. I guess I can do a file in here. I'll still send it to you, Elizabeth, but I'll drop it in too. Maybe I can't.
It's fine. I can send it because then, I mean, it's hard to, and then it's all linked into this video.
Awesome. I'm gonna email you right now so you have it.
Perfect. And I will link it right now.
Where are you going to put it on Workplace?
I'm going to put it in our,
Elizabeth?
yeah, where this
Okay.
is recorded.
Okay, great.
When you hear those questions, what's something that it sparks you to think of? What's an untapped opportunity that you are going to encounter after thinking about those questions? Feel free to open your mic.
I will. All the people that are living in my phone that have not yet made it to my database.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start going and grabbing from all my texts and just the conversations I've been having, I feel like for months, that I just haven't been disciplined about getting them into my database to put them on some sort of communication campaign with me, even if it's just, picking up the phone and calling. But, back to when you said earlier, the lazy language that we use, I think I'm the queen of lazy language because I just want to reach out and connect with people and see where the conversation goes, versus being what this has so helped me do a million things. But what this has so helped me do is just become more intentional about what I would like the outcome of that conversation to be, at least one way or another. I mean, yes, I genuinely am interested in people and I do want to catch up and hear about all the things. But, if I'm going to spend the time to just pick up the phone and call, have an intention around it of where I'd like to see it land one way or another. So I know what to do next in the next conversation with them, maybe.
Rich Tomasini made a comment on one of the Hive calls, and he said, he goes, look, guys, I'm not looking for any pen pals. I'm here to run a business. And it's so easy to move that line a little bit because you still want to stay in the friend zone because that's just who we are. But at the end of the day, you got to run a business.
And there's a time to reach out and connect with friends and relationships in our world that may not have a transaction at the end of it. And that's not a bad thing. I think Where the industry can have a correction is that agents acquire their license, or we're incessantly told as agents, just call everyone you know and ask them, who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? I've done it. Like, so this is not, I'm not on a high horse to say I'm better than this. I'm saying for years, I was also guiding agents to do the same thing, and I'm not anymore. The industry is time for a change. The reason why agents don't call and ask that question is because they don't want to call their friends and pitch their friends. We keep asking agents to do it, but they don't want to do it. And then we wonder where the friction point is. There's a difference with having a whole database, or even looking at your phone and saying, I have 800 people in this phone. Shame on me for not calling them. No, never mind that. We're not calling them because we keep being told we have to call them and pitch them. If we get clear on who we're wanting to reach out to, we understand what the desired outcome is, and we know that some of those contacts are true friends that we're not going to call up and pitch. We can do it a little differently, though, and we can make sure that in every conversation we have, even if it's with a friend, that we're not going to ask that gross question of, because we don't really like that question. Rather, what is the passive mention you can have that in every conversation you have, you can weave in the fact that you're a real estate agent that doesn't pitch them. See, because I don't call my friends and say, like, who do you know that you can refer to me? I can't, y'all, I literally can't get those words out. I don't like it. It's not me. It doesn't speak to me. If you can do it, God bless you. Keep doing it. I can't. I don't like it. What I can do is, no matter if I'm calling Gavin, my 14-year-old's friend's mom, to say, hey, we're going to go to the water park later, what I can say is like, whoo, okay, how are you? Fantastic. I'm great. Yeah, I just wrapped up a couple trainings with the real estate agents I have I'm so excited to work with. And I'm on track. I have one more appointment for a recruiting appointment with an agent that's looking to join our team. I'm going to be at the Windermere office, and then I'm going to head over to the water park. I literally do that. Because then I'm embedding the command of, oh, Renee does this. Renee can be a connector for me. But the beauty of it is like, there's all different ways to do it. I just hope that we continue to think of ways that we don't have to keep pushing agents into the same old, do it this way because it's always been this way, rip off and duplicate. No, we don't have to do that. We can be different. We can be authentic, and we can all show up in a way that speaks to our core and grow great business doing it the way we feel led to do. And I think at that, we're at 10:58, at least Eastern time we are. Elizabeth Riley?
Is this helpful, guys?
Yes.
It sounds so
Yes.
simple, right? It's
I have a question for Renee.
Yes, ma'am.
Renee, did you have like role play meetings or Zoom calls with your people, or?
I do. Speaking of that, is a good segue. It's, I'll have to send you a check later, Lizette. Who's a member of EXP Family Tree?
I think we all are.
you all better be.
That should be the answer, right? You go into EXP Family Tree right now. You know that little tab that says events? I will be hosting for EXP Family Tree a 4-week role play huddle that is available for everyone in EXP Family Tree. So if you go to EXP Family Tree in Workplace and you click on the events tab, you're going to see 4 weeks. They're coming up.
What
Okay.
dates are those, Renee? Do you know offhand? I'm going to
If
put
I
them in
said it, it's in July. If I said it, I'll screw it up.
Okay, then don't screw it up. What I'll do, y'all, is I'll find it and I'll put the link under this huddle as well, because I think it's powerful to have everything all in one place.
When
So
I'm
I
working
see
in
all
EXP
of
Family Tree, I always put it in as an event so y'all can see it, because I want to make sure like when we're in that group, that's an amazing group, and I want to continue to lead and give back there.
Sorry, it's on July, right? Because all that I'm seeing is on July. But
I'll send Lizette, I'll send the link. I'll send the link out.
Okay.
Yeah. Renee, this is super helpful, and I hate to role play, but I always know how valuable the role playing stuff is with the cards. So I think I'd love to have you come in with a lot of people are talking about the database for sure, but I would love to sprinkle you in throughout our sessions I mean, you don't have to come every Friday, but over the next couple months with your schedule, because I'd love for you to
Yeah.
come in with those conversations a little bit more if you're open to it, if you're open-minded.
I bet you're a bit like me and you're excited that Elizabeth is having me come out to Austin on October 9th through 11th. You know, I will be in Austin.
Yeah,
Just
okay, so a couple things on that really quick for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're in Austin or not. Okay, so Renee is coming out and doing a certification in Austin, Texas in October. I will send that out to everybody here in Austin too, but if you guys are on this call and are not in Austin, come travel in for it. Inman is the same week. So if you're planning to come to Inman, she planned it right around that for those that are coming in for Inman. So that'll be amazing. The other thing I want to make sure you guys know is WIN Network, Women Impact Network. It's the women's initiative within EXP that they've built out, is being launched in Austin, Texas on August 19th and 20th. So the cool thing about that is that's a whole EXP initiative, global initiative, but they're launching it here in Austin. And it's going to be amazing. It's not women exclusive, it's men as well, men, women, everybody. But for those of you that can come to that, it's going to be a huge deal. We're going to have a lot of our C-suite here. You'll meet Wendy, who's our CMO, who's absolutely incredible. And so I'll send all that information out too. But those are some things that for all of us in Austin, we're kind of spoiled because everybody's coming to us. But those are two things. If you want to do the certification, Renee, I think you only have like 16 spots in that, right?
only 16 spots. And I would say connect with Elizabeth Riley because I think you have a special promo code.
I do. I was gonna say, can I say that? I have a promo code, but it's first come, first serve. And so I will send that email out to everybody as well. But if I don't want to spam everybody, so just send me a direct message or workplace chat and I'll send all that information out to you guys. But sign up for that. It's pretty awesome. I've been in how many of them? 4, I think. Sign up for that, and then also the WIN Network in Austin in August. So
All
okay.
right, so I will send a deck of role play cards to one of you awesome agents. Just make sure that we are connected on Follow Up Boss or on Follow Up Boss on Instagram and that you've liked one of my posts and I'll send you out a deck. These have been amazing. As a team, we're utilizing these every morning. Really, really great. And actually, I had a party the other night with a group of agents and literally it was midnight and we were playing with role play cards. They're actually fun. I am
That's
not a
great.
role play person. These are fun.
Yeah, they are kind of fun. So, Renee, you're amazing. I will get you
Make it a
back in
great
here.
day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of you that are on here this morning, thank you for showing up. Thank you for plugging in. We are all in this together. So if you're struggling with something, reach out. You are not by yourself. Call me directly, workplace me directly, workplace any of us in here. We are all committed to each other's success because guys, we own this company together. When one of us wins, we all win. So make sure you're plugging in and leaning in, and we will see you guys next week. Actually, no, not next week. That's 4th of July's next week, right? We're not doing huddle next Friday. No huddle next Friday. I'll send a note to y'all. But anyway, have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Renee.
Y'all
Bye.
take care.
Thank you, everyone.